Welcome, everyone. This is the week of the solstice, and that kind of missed my attention until yesterday and realized that there are so many astrological things taking place and energy shifting in the middle of all of our busyness, everything there is to think about right now. The incredible level of distractions. I don't know about you guys, but the world is providing many distractions if I want to be distracted. And as someone once said in our classes, the only way that Light, I think you said this last week, was if I'm distracted, the only way to be distracted is if I'm, I can't remember what it was. Say it if you can
It's
say it.
like, distractions are only distracting if you're distracted.
Thank you. Go ahead and say it one more time.
Distractions are only distracting if you're distracted.
Yes. And that kept coming to me all week. And so it also came to my attention with the solstice being this week, with all of the distractions, the busyness that's going on in my life, and I think in a lot of people's lives. And as all of the heads shook yes when I said, oh, I have to get my brain in order, and everybody understood exactly what I meant. And so, anyway, that's what we want to talk about today, how to access the stillness in the middle of it all. Because right now it's not very realistic for me to say, oh, well, I will be in a lot of stillness. There's a lot of busyness in and activity going on, and I'm glad for that. But it's also then the idea of really taking this time to go inward. And typically during the time of the solstice in the winter, of course, some of you are here and it's heading into summer. I forget that. Um, but in the solstice heading into the winter, this really is a time for going inward and looking at the uh, preparing for renewal. Here is a really clear, noticeable symptom that I can identify when activating Reiki will be very helpful. And so what that is even though it is my intention to bring myself into focus, I know exactly what we're talking about here today, everything else, and my focus is struggling, which it is. That to me is a clear indication to stop and activate Reiki. In this case, we're going to go ahead and go into the journey for it. In other times, let's say I'm in the super busyness of being busy and everything going on, I might just take 1 minute or 5 minutes and drop Reiki in so that it can bring me into more clarity. And it truly is my go-to tool in this kind of a circumstance. And I notice it for myself when I can't move myself into focus or stillness, or at least kind of clarity of mind. So thank you everyone for being here. Last week we did the eagle and mouse vision journey. And so we're going to work with that eagle and mouse vision journey in today's journey. It's not a lot of automatic writing like it was last week, so it's really more for you to just go inward. But we're going to integrate some of what came through last week. If you haven't done that and you weren't able to do that, you don't have to go back and do it for today, but it's available on our YouTube channel. Um, and so you can go back and look at it there. But the eagle and mouse vision journey is always a really good one because it takes you into the perception from seeing your path up in front of you, behind you, all around you, and right now from the vision of a soaring eagle, being able to see for long distances in every direction, being able to focus in every direction, and then moving into mouse vision, which is taking your perception into what is immediately in front of you, like right now. And I do know for me right now, realistically, mouse vision is very helpful because it is giving me the opportunity to clarify. Well, actually, right now, in the level of busyness that I'm in with the holidays, with everything else, mouse vision is going to be very helpful. What is right now? What's in front of me? What are some of the details that need to be um, focused on? What is my focus? Noticing. Sometimes I like the distractions, so I let myself go, like, okay, I'm gonna hang out in the distractions for a while just because, it gives me a time to rest from the focus too. So anyway, that's what the journey is going to be about. We'll go ahead and head right into it. I can definitely tell that it's going to be beneficial just to go right into it. Before we do that, I do want to make some announcements. The announcements, first one is, as Robin said, we will not be having the distance Reiki share on December 24th. And that for us is Christmas Eve. And so we will be taking that time off. I have a lot of family things that I do that day too. So, but we will be back December 31st, New Year's Eve. We will also be doing a burning bowl ceremony in January at some point. So just so you know, and that'll be during the distance Reiki share. We'll let you know and we'll announce that when we get those dates figured out. Also, we have our next step Reiki training classes, level 1 through level 3 that start in January, go through December. That registration is open on ReikiLifestyle.com and it closes on January 13th because those courses are a whole year long. We also have the Explore the 12 Heavens and Meet Your Spirit Guides. That class is also a year long and the same registration. It's open now through January 13th. We do have Animal Reiki 1 and 2 and Master coming up in January back to back. And we also have all the Reiki 1 and 2, Reiki Master, and Karuna Reiki Master in February. And then also one more thing, I am teaching a 7-day Karuna Reiki Master class with William Rand in Hana, Hawaii, which is on the island of Maui. And that is the end of February. You can email for me email me for that information or go to reiki.org and look under William's classes for that. And for any of you that may be listening and you're new here, is one of the things to know that how we think, Robin and I and Danny, how we think about these distance Reiki shares is first of all community, that we gather here from around the world and share in Reiki. What we also do is prepare topics that we talk about, and a lot of times those are something that we know in advance, and other times it's like, oh, this is what's happening today. But we always provide some type of a Reiki journey or meditation or invocation that is for all of us to heal and all of us to reveal our higher thoughts and higher consciousness. So that's usually the format. Then for those who want to stay, we go into breakout rooms and share Reiki with each other in small groups. Well, thank you, everyone. Yes, as many of you are saying in the chat, that was needed. I thought it was noticeable in it because they're always channeled, even though, we kind of have an idea of where they're going to go and what they're going to do, but they're still channeled. And it was pretty noticeable to me that even though, because so many of us are in the Northern Hemisphere and in the winter solstice, it really was still the same message for the summer solstice, for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere. Because even though we are going into this time of theoretically, the winter slowing down, the renewal, going within, reflection, new year, for those of you in the summer solstice, a lot of times in the summertime, this time is the height of busyness. And so it's kind of a little bit of even the same. So to me, the whole thing is, how do I get to the stillness within in the middle of the busyness? And Reiki energy is what does that. Now, in this case, we just did that journey for like a half an hour. But as I said before, oftentimes, if I'm in the busyness and I only have a minute, I still use Reiki energy to bring me into focus. And it is the actual tool that I use. So I always think in the moment of, what are my tools? What can I use? I mean, I don't think exactly those thoughts, but all of a sudden I think, oh, I need to get to center here, and how do I do that? Or sometimes when the ground feels wobbly underneath you, how do you get the ground underneath you stable? And one of the things that it really showed me this morning, because I'm always, we talk about this and we have these discussions about these things, and one of the things this morning is that I realized how many distractions there are and how out of focus I was. And I need to focus. I need to be clear. It's not helpful to feel like my energy is all over the place in multiple directions. And I actually like to be, I'm pretty ADD, so I like a lot of different things to think about at once. Um, but that doesn't supersede the need to focus. So there were two things that really came in, was the awareness of alignment and using Reiki energy to align my field. And what I mean by that is really connecting in with that rhythm of the earth, the rhythm above, and then the rhythm within. Bringing all of my energy in close. And when I say in close, when I bring that energy in, when I've scattered out too far in too many places, to me, it's like coming in within, 10, 12 inches of my body. And the way that I perceive it is then the field of Reiki light is all around me. And now I have that field of light that holds me within my own container, from above, from below, within, like a column. And I'm very metaphorically visual. So to me, it's like a column of light. And letting that alignment happen, because also, it's not only the alignment with the divine, it's also alignment with the actual universe, our solar system, because we are in the rhythm of our solar system, where this is the energy. We are subject to the sunrise, the sunset, the stars as they move through our sky, the rhythm of the moon, the rhythm and the cycles of the moon. And the sun, as the earth, as we are activating with the sun, not the other way around, but the earth as it's moving around the sun, that's staying in alignment with that rhythm is what brings me into centeredness and focus. So again, to me, it's the how to. How do you, how? Well, the first thing is noticing it. Like, I had to notice this morning how out of focus I am, how scattered my attention is, and that it's just not helpful. Like, it's not to be all scattered. And so, most of all, it's like, no, I want to be in a place where I do like to be efficient. Like I like to be able to get the things done and focus on what I want to focus on, even if that is that I'm going to watch TV for the day and do nothing. Even if I'm in a complete, like checked out, I still want to be able to be in that. So that was the first thing that I noticed today. And then because, really like if you investigate what is the energy of a winter solstice, it's a lot of it is about being still. And I used to think that being still meant like I needed to sit still. And then I thought, well, actually, right now, I really don't have the reality of it is I don't have the time to say, okay, I'm going to sit still. So what does stillness mean in the busyness? Same thing with Reiki. So using the energy to bring you into that alignment. Now I do imagine that tree of life with the roots growing out deeply and they're growing in a circle so everything has a stability to it. The branches are balanced as they're reaching upward. The energy's coming up from the earth. It's coming in from both the universe and the divine and strong, like centered within me. So the Reiki energies all do that. Every symbol can have a part of that. So depending on where you are with your Reiki energy, it's really unlimited and there isn't a one right way for you to do any of this. So then I was also thinking about it because last week we did the eagle and the mouse vision journey. And, it's like seeing when you lift up from that eagle vision and you're seeing your whole path ahead, the path behind, and the right now, but you're seeing it from that big higher perspective and you can see it all at once. And then I felt like right now my timing isn't there to be in that perspective. Right now, I'm better off being in mouse vision or even just straight ahead in my own vision because the big picture is, I need to give it a couple weeks, before I move into big picture. What's next? Right now, what's next is what's next right now. So the same thing, how do I bring myself to that clarity of mind? How do I bring that into focus? Prioritize, ease of prioritizing. And so the first step for me is that alignment. The second step is to move into some stillness, clarity, give myself a moment to breathe, to pause, to rest if that's available, and then let all that information come in and know that in the meantime, the seed is planted. I have the seed, I've set the intention, the big picture is ahead, the little picture is still ahead always, and that seed is planted. And so all I have to do is just keep walking the path, do what's next to do, and then when the timing moves forward into that next new beginning or the next continuation of the path, it's all right there. The seed is planted, the light is there, the energy is there, it's all available. And then in the meantime, I can let go of thinking about that big picture right now and give myself this time to just be in the place of right now. And I know, there's a whole thing about being in the now. I don't know if I still understand that completely, to be honest. I struggle with that one because I'm always in a lot of timelessness, so I'm not sure about that one. So anyway, that's the scoop for today. And we just did the journey. I hope that was helpful to you. Robin, do you have anything that you want to add for that? No? Anything else? Okay, well then I think what we will do, Sharon, I do have to just say what Sharon just said. I can't believe how much energy motivation it takes to clean one closet. There's more there, but I still, yeah, I'm with you on that. All right. Well, let's go ahead then and open the circle for those of you that need to sign out. For those of you that are going to go into the breakout rooms, again, if you haven't been here and you're not sure what we mean by that, is that we go into breakout rooms in small groups of 3 to 4 and share distance Reiki with each other. It's okay if you need to sign out and are not going to join the breakout rooms. So what we do is called opening the circle for you. For those of you that are going to stay, we'll go ahead and prepare you for the breakout rooms. So for those of you that are signing out, we'll just take a moment. You can bring your hands into Gasho or place them on your heart. And breathe deeply now and look inside and say thank you to you. Just for taking this time to be about you, taking this time for all of us to be together here in community, whatever the holidays are for you or the time of year that you are in, just take this time to say thank you. And we say thank you to the enlightened ones, the Reiki energies, and thank you also to the teachers and the descendants. We're very honored to be here at this moment in time. And so it is. And we open the circle for those who are needing to get going. Thank you. Now, for those of you that are staying for the breakout rooms, let's go ahead and go into that. So bring your hands together. Just look inside. Say thank you to you. Take a moment to invite all the Reiki energy that you work with. And we invite the distance symbol now as a bridge of light for each of you in the breakout rooms. Inviting all the Reiki energies, take a moment to invite any of your guides to be here with you. And just a moment to let go of all ego and personality, just set it aside for the session. The highest good of all. Thank you. And so it is.